As we move into this energy future in Florida, we're going to have to look for more compact forms of urban growth that are oriented around transit lines or the possibility of urban transit lines, smaller units closer to the city that are not going to require people to drive 30 miles out of town until they can find a mortgage that suits their budget. One of the biggest environmental challenges that we face is water and water conservation. We can no longer afford to spend 50% of our water watering St. Augustine grass and shrubbery that was really meant for some other place in Florida, when we know we have native species that, if put in the same location, wouldn't even need an irrigation system. That's got to be our objective in the future.
Many of the environmental challenges we're facing right now in Florida are closely tied with economic issues and energy-related issues. Some of them I know in this specific watershed that we are facing is rapid growth and development. I can talk specifically about just one simple example on this preserve, fire management, which is an integral part of our management program here. Without fire as a tool in Florida's landscape, we will not be able to manage the communities, the natural communities, the habitats that we really need to do in order to make this a successful project. And it's not just here, that translates to all other conservation lands in the region.
We all know that Florida is growing in population. It's a beautiful place, as we can see with this gorgeous backdrop here in Key West. And because of that, with new people coming here, we have conflicting needs for our resources. And the Corps of Engineers is becoming a real active partner in finding the solutions. We have bioenergy issues with land use with our agricultural needs, and many other examples where we will bring all the partners together and find solutions to these problems for Florida.
The environmental challenges facing the sanctuary in South Florida in the future, I believe, really is the population growth that we have going on down here, and just the continued use of the resources. As more people come, there's more boating activity, there's more desire to have access to the resources. So we've got channel reef marking concerns, we've got water quality issues with stormwater runoff, we've got freshwater issues with just freshwater supply. So numerous challenges that will be facing the South Florida area, and it's going to take the regulatory division of the Corps working with all the other agencies to make sure that we can sustain these special places.
Obviously, the economic challenges are keeping a growing economy in Florida, which is a state with what we used to think of as an unlimited amount of resources, both natural and man-made, but as we all know is a limited amount. And balancing that with a preservation of our state's unique environment, the balance of the Everglades and sensitive coastal habitats, with the need to continue growing, to continue being able to house people, to continue to be able to give people jobs to work at and be productive at. And Florida is really one of the unique states because the balance is so sensitive. And the Corps' role in the regulatory scheme is part of that balancing process.
The economic and environmental and energy impacts for Florida are enormous. With all the growth that we've had in the past 20, 30 years, and the fashion in which the growth occurred have been very inefficient. The infrastructure costs a lot more to provide when it's spread out in sprawling situations. What we're doing at the Regional Planning Council is trying to advocate for higher densities in certain areas and protection of water resources and environmental resources. And the Army Corps of Engineers has a role to play there in helping to identify those resources.
One of the most critical environmental challenges for Florida is the increasing population. And Florida has this fragile blend of human, coastal line, and Everglades, and the stress on the infrastructure as well as the coastal community has been increasing almost exponentially. In addition, we also have the energy shortage. Energy shortage is becoming significant over the years, and we need to find new ways to develop some new energy resources, perhaps solar energy or wind energy, even the energy from the ocean. That, I think, will be the future for us.